What's up everybody, my name's Justin. Earlier today, Alter Bridge released their first single from their upcoming record, Pawns and Kings, which just so happens to be the title and the outro track as well. In today's video, we're breaking down this new single, along with a few other updates that have come out in the last couple days. So, let's get started. Late last week, Alter Bridge announced a teaser for something new coming on July 19th. Which most assumed to be a new single. Over the weekend, an unconfirmed track list and cover art began circling the internet, and one immediate concern that arose was the abnormally low number of tracks. Alter Bridge records are typically between 12 to 14 songs long and run for about an hour, so people were worried about this new album being too short and ultimately unfulfilling. Many hoped that the songs on Pawns and Kings would be longer to make up for this deficit, and I can confirm that this is correct. Only one track dips below 4 minutes, and that's only by 2 seconds. The longest song, Fable of the Silent Sun, is a staggering 8 minutes and 22 seconds, shattering Alter Bridge's record for their longest song. Now, all of this leads to the biggest announcement of all, the first single. The song Pawns and Kings, serving as the title track and the album's outro, is probably one of the coolest Alter Bridge songs I've ever heard. There are so many elements at play, and each member of the band delivers an outstanding performance. The guitar work is heavy and gritty, but you can still hear every part clearly. There are some funky chromatic passages in the bridge and outro that caught me off guard, but in a good way, and the depth of each section is staggering. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 3 or 4 layers of unique melodies, harmonies, and counter melodies in every section. Scott provides great double bass work on the drums, and he sounds a lot looser and more expressive than he did in the last couple albums. Brian holds down the fort on bass, and though it's a little tough to single out his part, I can tell that it adds a lot to the overall production of the record. Miles' vocals just seem to keep getting better. He covers a wide range throughout this song, but a good chunk of the verses and choruses are actually in his mid-range, where he has this wonderful, smooth tone. However, every now and then he'll just float up to the stratosphere and make it sound absolutely effortless. His harmonies are on point, and they make this song feel massive and grand. The shift in the melody for the bridge was exactly what was needed, and it reminded me a lot of Cradle to the Grave, just with the way that he goes up and then kind of falls back down for each line. The lyrics give the song a dark and ominous tone, but they're still uplifting at the same time. There's almost this bittersweet nature, like there's conflict. There's both hope and hopelessness interlaced into the words. Miles's emotional connection to his lyrics is unfathomably incredible, and I've genuinely never heard another singer who can achieve his level of artistry in a rock or metal context. He never fails to amaze, and I can't wait to see what else he brings to the table in the rest of this record. So of course, we can't talk about any Alter Bridge song without also discussing the mixing. Many people have expressed disdain with Elvis Baskette's approach on recent albums, but I think Pawns and Kings hits the nail on the head and perfectly blends larger-than-life mixing while preserving the band's raw, natural sound. My initial thought was that it sounded like a blend between Fortress and The Last Hero, and I loved how they panned the guitars left and right to give you this sense of space and presence within the mix. Unfortunately though, songs are rarely perfect, so there's one piece that I do need to critique. The guitar solo was a little disappointing when compared to the grandiose nature of the rest of this track. It's pretty short, and very few ideas are explored during its run, but everything else around it is fantastic. This is yet another classic case of something good appearing worse when surrounded by many great things. In context, the solo is a low point during the song, but it's still better than a lot of music nowadays. Pawns and Kings was everything I wanted from a new Alter Bridge single and more. My jaw was on the ground from start to finish, and I've had it playing on repeat basically since it's come out. This group never fails to amaze and innovate, and if the rest of the album is this creative, powerful, and epic, we may be in for one of the greatest rock albums of all time. Let me know what you thought of Pawns and Kings in the comments. I'm sure we're all just itching to listen to the full record, but in the meantime, check out this video where I'm ranking every Alter Bridge B-side and bonus track from worst to best. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.